My name is Esha Hanspal. I'm essentially a television sports anchor. I cover everything right from football, cricket, basketball to hockey to golf, and I'm a Mercedes A-Class achiever. But it is definitely an industry which is primarily male dominated up until me and a few like me also started venturing into this sports industry. Well, I've always been a keen observer of sports, of all forms of games, and what really drives me to doing this is the fact that the high adrenaline rush and the numbers, the scores that are constantly changing during the course of a game. And I think it is extremely fitness oriented, something I am very driven by myself. So I love to report on that and I love to cover that. Well, I've always wanted to be a television anchor, and sports as an industry has always attracted me, primarily because I'm a fitness junkie, and this is one aspect of the sporting industry that has always attracted me a lot. All I can say is that I cannot imagine myself doing anything else. Sports has always been my passion, and yes, TV reporting is something I've dreamt of doing ever since I was 3 years old. Mercedes A-Class achiever is somebody who has carved a niche for himself or herself into an industry which was probably not traversed in the past. And as far as I'm concerned, well, I report on sports. I'm a television sports anchor, and this industry is not really dominated by women. So I think I was selected to be a Mercedes A-Class achiever because I have, in a way, I guess, carved a niche for myself. Well, what kind of a sports enthusiast would I be if I do not satiate my need for speed? And speed is definitely something that drives me when I'm driving a car. And this car, from what I'm told, is it can do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just about under 10 seconds. And when I sat inside the car, I did feel very secure. It has a very cozy feel to it. And for such a powerful machine, something that can drive with such amount of force, it was a bit of a contrast, and a very happy one at that I can feel so comfortable and yet I can achieve that speed. So I think that is how it really suits an achiever. When I walked into Sofitel to take the car for a test drive, my first reaction after that little drive was that this car really suits my personality. I think it is an extremely sporty car. I realized that it has a lot of power, and that is something that really impressed me, and that's the car that I really like to drive as well. I think the one very attractive quality about the look of this car is that although it is a Mercedes, it doesn't have the traditional Mercedes look. It has spunk, it has a bit of a sporty look to it, and it is a hatchback, and it's a luxury hatchback, something that we haven't seen very often. And it still retains all the quality that a Mercedes has. So that is very impressive about the car. The Mercedes A-Class is an extremely aspirational car, and I would definitely like to own one because I think it'll really suit with my personality. This is exactly the kind of a car that I would like to drive, and considering I live in Mumbai and space is always a constraint, it is a hatchback. It's very reasonable to own one in this city.